everybody, and welcome to Josiah is Right. So you may know, if you watch this, you probably personally know me at this point because I don't have that many subscribers, but I am from Pittsburgh. And in Pittsburgh, we have one amazing amusement park, and that is Kennywood. So Kennywood is a great place. You follow the yellow signs to get you there, and then you go, and for a kid from Pittsburgh, it's amazing. Now I've been to Disneyland. Maybe it's not so great. I've gone as an adult, but this video is just some highlights from a trip from maybe 2-3 years ago when Judy and I went before we had Penny. It was super fun to go back, although it sort of didn't live up to the hype of my childhood. So I'll just walk you through some of the rides and some of the experiences, and maybe in the future I'll do sort of a more in-depth video on this. It's one of the oldest amusement parks in the country, and it is worth a visit. It's a little bit dirtier than I remember it being though, but I love it still. It's not really that dirty.
Kennywood was originally founded in 1898. That is insane. It was as a trolley park, so I was there at the 100th anniversary probably, come to think of it. It still has buildings from that year. Currently has a dozen rides that are pre-World War II. As you've been seeing here, Kennywood is most famous for the roller coasters. That is what it is known for. Old wooden coasters that use the geography and the land beautifully and brilliantly. The Jackrabbit was built in 1921. The Racer built in 1927 with an older version built in 1910. That's insane. These are super old coasters that you can ride today. The Thunderbolt, built in 1968, often considered among the best wooden coasters in the world, was a rebuild of a 1924 coaster known as the Pippin. And of course the Steel Phantom. From 1991, when I was a kid, it had the tallest drop at 225 feet, the fastest coaster at 85 miles an hour when it was built. This was the big deal coaster growing up, let me tell you. In 2001, they redid it without the loop. Now the drop is 232 feet, and it's faster, 88 miles per hour, or even faster than that, which I think 88 miles per hour is fast enough for time travel. My favorite thing about Kennywood is Noah's Ark, which was built in 1936. Here you can see a schematic. They were really popular back then. It's a weird, creepy, biblical funhouse, basically. The first one was actually built in Venice, California, so not too far from where I currently live, in 1919, but that one is long gone, as are all the rest in the world. Kennywood is the last operating one in the world. The last! It was recently restored after a 1996 revamp. The 96 revamp tried to modernize the ride. There was like a mine card drop, which is actually the version you're seeing here, included that, but they changed it back to the original. So here we have an old school arcade. Now this arcade is great because it is basically the best of the 80s and 90s. It probably has not been updated since I was a kid, and that is wonderful. You see the Ninja Turtles, you'll see the Simpsons, all the great all-time beat-em-ups. They have those games there. It is heaven in an arcade. Here you can see the downside of Kennywood or these smaller amusement parks, these stunt shows. These stunt shows really don't usually hold up. This one actually is kind of a Marvel knockoff without superheroes. It's basically like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it's like that TV show, but really, really, really bad. What makes Kennywood amazing are the little touches, like these aliens eating popcorn. They were just hanging out with us. The funnel cake is amazing there, as is most of the food is pretty good. And of course you have the park coming alive as the lights go down. Rather, as the sun goes down and the lights come up. As you can see here, it's just a really surreal, beautiful thing when the neon just pops, those light bulbs come on. That's where the grime and dirtiness that I mentioned, it goes away because the nostalgia, the magic of that time comes back. The beauty of yesteryear comes alive. You really feel like you're in a place that's absolutely timeless. I love Disneyland. I go there constantly, but that magic isn't quite there at Disneyland. It's a different kind of magic, don't get me wrong, but it's not the magic for another time. Disneyland's sort of like another world, but Kennywood is another time. You can just see the Racer here at night with the lights on the water. Just beautiful. And here we have the Turtle, or Turtle Hop or something, but I love that ride. You'll see it come here through and just, oh. As a kid, I loved it, and it was just so fun to ride it in the evening and just see it go by. You can see the lights on the coasters, those gorgeous wooden coasters. Just a beautiful ride. And there we have the Kennywood sign directing you to Kennywood Park.
So that was Kennywood, and that was my most recent trip. It was a lot of fun. Judy and I went, and maybe next summer we'll get to take Penny so she can ride some of the kiddie stuff. She'll be nearing 2, 1.5, yeah. So she can ride some of those little kid rides. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you at Kennywood in the summer of 2018.